The San Diego Comic-Con ended not too long ago, but with it came a few notable reveals, particularly for the fans of the Marvel franchise. One of the movies that was released at the event was the Thunderbolts. Originally, the Thunderbolts is an anti-hero team that is composed of reformed villains within Marvel. There will be some slight spoilers in regards to the team composition that Marvel recently announced. The comic book version of this team originally appeared in Hulk issue 449, which was released in January of 1997. The members of the MCU rendition of the team are Thaddeus, Thunderbolt Ross, Valentina Fontaine, the Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Ghost, Red Guardian, Taskmaster, and US Agent. According to some, this rendition of an MCU team could be considered a Suicide Squad ripoff. Valentina Fontaine has been a recurring character within the MCU. She is known for initially recruiting the Falcon. She has also made appearances in Black Widow, recruiting Yelena Belova to her side, and in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. When a fan presented a question to the cast about the meaning of the asterisks within the title, Kevin Feige responded with "Go see the movie." The meaning of the asterisk has been kept under wraps ever since the initial reveal of Thunderbolts. During the San Diego Comic-Con, it was also revealed that the members of the Thunderbolts team would also appear in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. When initially seeing the Thunderbolts reveal, it piqued my interest. The sentiment for Marvel over time has slowly fallen out of favor, with the initiatives they have taken to expand the MCU, such as characters being replaced by their younger or gender-swapped counterparts, or films having a rather female-centered focus. A-list heroes such as Iron Man and Captain America have passed on, and the changes that have been made to the MCU after their passing have been hit or miss. Avengers Endgame is the last team-up movie I saw. That movie made waves, as well as landed a huge box office for Marvel, but movies since that time have had a hard time measuring up. There should be hope for this new team of anti-heroes, as most or almost all of the characters on the team will be recurring by the time the movie is released. The Thunderbolts is set to release in May 2nd, 2025. In terms of gaming, one streamer has recently revealed the amount of money that he has spent on Valorant skins. This streamer is known as Nadeshot. Nadeshot is a notable streamer who has over 2.08 million followers on Twitch. He is also the founder of 100 Thieves, an American lifestyle brand and gaming organization. He is known for streaming titles such as Valorant, Call of Duty Warzone, MW3, and Fortnite. At times, streamers tend to buy in-game items to either display their gear to their viewers or to either improve the experience for their game. I'm sure we're all well aware of the way microtransactions have become commonplace within the gaming ecosystem. These item purchases can range from limited skins, weapon camos, and other lucrative items. Bundles within Valorant have been seen to have been priced around $100. Instead, one could spend this $100 on a game, like a DLC expansion, or even a couple of indie titles. This clip of Nadeshot will display just how much money he has spent on in-game items.
This was the worst idea we truly have ever had. I think I'm gonna throw up.
I think I have you covered. I'm looking on.
Yeah, mine's pretty bad.
Here is my total Valorant spending.
What?
It might be time for an ad break.
Can we get 100 gifted in the chat, please?
As one can see, Nadeshot has spent over 10 grand just on in-game items within Valorant. Now, this is not one way how I would personally spend my money, but then again, I am not a famous streamer either. In response to this large amount of spending, Lee from G2 Esports revealed that he has also spent over 10 grand on in-game items. The streamer with the most exorbitant amount of spending when it comes to gaming related items, or gaming in general, could quite possibly be XQC. XQC has been known to flash his wealth at times by spending large sums of money and displaying designer watches to his audience. Within one of his streams, he revealed that he has spent around $151,000 on Steam. He initially thought that this money would be around 75 grand.
Guys, if I show the screen, is it gonna brick it? Am I gonna get scammed?
My king, my juicer XQCL.
150,000. Chat. 150,000. Chat. That's like 20k pre-tax. Not that bad. I thought it'd be much less. I thought it was gonna be around 75k.
XQC owns around 813 games. What could be the most notable claim to his name for in-game wealth could be the items in his Counter-Strike Global Offensive inventory. It holds nearly 1,000 items, and some of the items within the inventory fetch for over 1k. He has also spent $9 grand on a Lord of the Rings themed Magic the Gathering card. These large amounts of money flowing within the digital landscape just shows what some individuals with a reputation will do in order to appeal to the viewer, or seem as a high-level player within the game. It could be said that these items and flair attributed to certain characters with loot is the reason for attractive sponsorships being offered, but I wouldn't say that this is the sole reason. I'm sure one could recall a time where they wanted a good in-game item, or armor perhaps that looked the best to them. I think the first time I cared about the appearance of a character in-game was either within old-school RuneScape or Halo 3. But within these games, one did not need to purchase cosmetics. Cosmetics were naturally attainable either through the loot that you got or created within RuneScape, or from doing special missions or achievements in Halo. Of course, times have changed and cosmetic items are now being sold within games. Some of these titles have in-game methods in order to add to your character's aesthetics, but still keep an in-game store as a shortcut to results that could have possibly been achieved through a game loop. With ways like this for items to be bought simply with a card, what need would there be to grind? I'm sure the average video game player is not spending sums like these on their accounts, but it does highlight that one would need to watch your spending in the current landscape. With the potential increase of prices for gaming subscriptions, such as the Xbox Game Pass or Battle Passes within Fortnite that entice players by unlocking items during certain seasons, at times it may feel like it is hard to not give in. I think certain gaming publishers, like From Software for example, will keep to their ethos and develop amazing single-player experiences, while others shall stick with their live service subscription-based model of gaming with in-game purchases. Only time will tell if these practices will ever fall out of practice. I'm sure we're all well aware of the gaming layoffs that have been happening recently. Bungie, who is known for their games such as Halo and Destiny, have recently announced that they are laying off 220 workers. This is around 17% of the workforce of Bungie. The Bungie CEO, Pete Parsons, stated that the most recent layoffs have been the most challenging for the company. The video game industry has experienced numerous layoffs as of late. Just in 2023 alone, the amount of video game related jobs that were lost was over 10,000. When a measurement is taken of the amount of jobs that have been lost from January to July of 2024, it seems as if an additional 11,200 jobs were lost. It has been a difficult time for those within the video game industry. These layoffs do not just only affect workers. When workers leave the office, the work that they had initiated during their tenure is not completed. In a video game sense, this means that video games could be delayed or not even released due to a lack of workers. These layoffs also cause video game studios to close down. One example of this is Tango Gameworks, a studio owned by Microsoft, who are known for their game Hi-Fi Rush. Destiny 2, the final shape, received good news from OpenCritic. Even though the expansion was received well, Bungie was still under some strain due to lack of sales. The environment within the workplace has been painted in a pale light. According to some Bungie devs, the workplace has been negative, with the cuts and layoffs hanging over the heads of the developers. Although some Nintendo employees in high positions have agreed to take pay cuts in order to keep their workers, Bungie described themselves as not that company. 12% of the workforce will also be integrated into Sony Entertainment. Bungie has now around 800 employees left. This shift in the gaming industry has happened due to multiple factors, such as developing costs increasing for gaming studios, a post-pandemic slowdown in the consumption of gaming media, which has relaxed the expansive moves made earlier during the COVID market, and mergers. I hope that those who develop games will be able to support themselves or find a possible move into another position. This has been InfoDump, signing out.